Coming in at just over $1,000, it's looking pretty rough. But what if I told you it gets worse? There's something about the Steam Machine that I noticed that will make that over $1,000 price tag sting even more. But first, let's talk about the price. I mean, there's no way around it. It's a very disappointing price tag to receive. Unfortunately, Steam had no choice but to put this as the price with the current global situations of RAM, processor shortages, and things of that nature. Hopefully one day we will get a price decrease. That will be great. I think the perfect price that the Steam Machine should have been was maybe somewhere between $500 and $700 for the base model. Of course, there's already different models that go up, I think, over $1,500, but for the base model, I think between $500 and $700 would have placed it at a very competitive point with the PlayStation 5, the Switch 2, and the Xbox, and really have been the console killer. I know Steam didn't really set out to make a quote-unquote console killer, but if they had managed to price it at that point, I think it would have been a no-brainer to get that over a PS5 or Switch 2 or etc. But as it is right now at $1,000 for the amount of performance you get, I just don't think it's worth it. I'm watching a Linus Tech Tips video right now, and so far it seems that the consensus is that it's not powerful enough to justify $1,000. If you're a PC gamer already and you have a $1,000 plus rig or more, you're already outperforming this thing. The only selling point that this really has over your PC right now is that you don't have to deal with Windows unless you want to, which honestly is a great selling point and probably worth $1,000 in its own, to be honest. But that might not be worth it for a lot of people. And I haven't done much research, but I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to find a pre-built around the same price that outperforms the Steam Machine. And then at that point, the only real competitive edge it has on it is that, one, it's really small. You can put it next to your TV. It's supposed to be a living room type console thing, but you can also use it on your desktop, and it'll take a lot less space than a traditional PC tower, of course. And then, of course, Steam OS, and not have to deal with Windows. Speaking of Steam OS, this is what I was saying earlier in the video. The thing that's gonna make the $1,000 price tag sting even more than it already does is the fact that you're really not getting anything new in terms of experience with the Steam Machine that you haven't already experienced on your PC, or if you owned a Steam Deck on your Steam Deck. The big picture experience from what I'm seeing is pretty one-to-one with the Steam Deck. If you connected your Steam Deck to a TV at any point in your lifetime, you've already had kind of like a pseudo Steam Machine. You're gonna boot it up, you're gonna be excited, to finally have this thing that you wanted. You're gonna go through the setup experience, you're gonna do all your regular Steam plugins, your Decky Loader stuff, but ultimately the experience that you get with the Steam Deck and the Steam Machine will be relatively similar. Now, that may be a good thing. A lot of people like consistency, but if you're spending $1,000 on a product, especially one that came out 5 years after its predecessor, you would at least expect a little bit of like an experience enhancement, because that novelty and the feeling of having that new thing is going to wear off so much faster with the Steam Machine, because it's just the same thing. When you got the Steam Deck, it was definitely a new experience. The closest experience to that was the original Switch, which wasn't very powerful and had very limited amount of games. When you first pick up a Steam Deck and you start playing a game like Elden Ring or GTA 5 in your hands, that is an incredible first time experience. You're not going to get an incredible first time experience with the Steam Machine. It's probably going to be similar to a PS5. Even like from PS4 to PS5, you get a completely new experience just off the way that the layout is alone, the software features and the social things, and the refinements of how PlayStation works. You get a new design, and then on top of that you get the new controllers and console exclusives, which are super important for making you feel like you spent your hard-earned money on something that was worth it, when you can play a game that you're excited for on a console and the game's not available anywhere else. When you load up that Steam Machine, you're going to be playing the same games that you were already playing before, and playing the same games that are available elsewhere, which is just going to make the buyer's remorse, I fear, kind of set in a nasty way, pretty much faster than it would with any other console. or any other PC, because it's just going to be the same thing. Like, you spent $1,000 to have an experience that you've had before, but now it's probably arguably worse or it's marginally better, and it's up to you to decide if that's worth it. But that's pretty much all I had to say on this whole price reveal situation. Let me know how you guys feel. I just realized I probably wasn't looking at the camera this whole time. Yo, my bad. Yeah, let me know how you guys feel about the Steam Deck price. Are you gonna still end up picking it up? What price would you say that would be a fair price for you to actually pull the trigger on it? And I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments. If you want to hear me talk about more gaming related topics, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next one.